What is up, guys? I am Ryan, your tech guy with the Click Experts, and we specialize in internet marketing, software development, and on-site technical support with your networks. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're just going to take a look at a simple tool for not only testing a camera to see if it works, but also to hook up to it, get a visual of what that camera's seen. So we have a reference on how to zoom the camera, how to focus it, and just kind of get an idea of what our picture looks like on that camera before we lock in all the settings on the camera into its specific position on where we want that picture to come from. So we're looking at a spot monitor today. They make these in a wide variety of different models and makes. It's been a long time. I can't remember which one I actually purchased, but this is just one I've had for a long time. It served me well. Has a nice little wristband on the back. If you need to strap it to your wrist while you're working, this will allow you to do that, to where you can have it on your arm and still be able to work. So it's been a while since I put this on. So that's kind of a nice little feature. So if you need it to just rest on your arm while you're working, that'll allow you to do that. You got to get a little bit tighter, but gives you the general idea. As you're working, you can take a look at your picture. So that's nice to have. Pretty easy to use. Yeah, basically you're charging DC 5 volts in, on and off button, and then on this side you have your audio video in, and this will actually also output 12 volts for a 12 volt camera, so you can also power the camera at the same time as getting the video in to your display. And so let's turn it on. Okay, this is basically what you'll see when it's not plugged into a camera. It'll just basically tell you no signal. This could also be if maybe the camera is not working at all. You'll also see no signal. If the camera is working, we would get a picture that would give us an idea of what that camera is seeing and what the focus and zoom looks like. Pretty simple to use. You'll also have your audio video cables, which is your BNC, and your power as well, to power the camera. Don't use this white one too much. This is an alternate power source. And basically on this end, you just have your plug-in for your audio video. And then what else is cool is this also has a cable tester for if there's a PoE injected camera, meaning that you get power over Ethernet, and that's what powers the camera. This will let you do a cable test on your Ethernet cable. Plug each end in just to test that cable, and that'll give you an idea if your cable's good for Ethernet. And if we just took like a basic camera and plugged it in, here you have a couple options. So alternate power switching. Some of these cameras sometimes can be either 12 volt or 24 volt. And before you plug in any camera, you want to make sure that you're not plugging in 24 volts off a power distribution panel into what's only a 12 volt camera, because it'll fry the camera. And if your camera's 24 volts and you're only supplying 12, that obviously won't work either. So you want to always check your voltage before working on a camera, just to make sure that you're in the proper range. So this one's 12 volt. Our monitor's putting out 12 volt. So this would allow you to supply camera power to the camera, And then you also have your BNC connector. This is your video. And that's a pretty little plug-in, a pretty easy plug-in. You just plug in and twist. And then that would basically let you test the camera. So we're testing the camera actually right now. We can see no lights on the camera. This camera is probably one I just took out that was bad and replaced it with another one. If this camera was working, we might get some of these LEDs to light up. These, usually when you have these are for infrared, for at nighttime. But this basically is telling us no signal, so this camera is not powering on. You know, we could dig deeper and start looking at some of the ribbon cables and seeing, you know, maybe there's a bad connection on this. But usually we just swap these out, and that's about as far as we go with it. So, yeah, usually you can check your connections. This is a ribbon connector. This should pull out too. But that's probably about as far as we'll go with that. That just basically tells us we're not getting any picture, we're supplying power, and the camera's not working. So this spot monitor is great. Oh, actually this white one is for audio. And you can see it's got a built-in speaker here as well. Looks like it has a little light on the side too. I never used that, but you know, if you need a light, it lights up. And yeah, this has been a great tester. If you want, you just hit the menu, you can go into RJ45 test mode, and that'll give you some test results testing a cable. So this is a handy tool, must have if you're working on cameras out in the field, because once you mount that camera and you get it in the general position where you want, you're still gonna have to focus it and zoom it. There are cameras that you know, that are operable, that you know, remotely it'll electronically zoom itself and let you make those adjustments from a console. But most of the cameras are just mechanically, you know, focus and zoom. There's also cameras that'll basically be auto sensing for voltage. So some will be able to do 12 volt or 24 volt. It's an auto sensing voltage feature, so that's also something to look for. Mostly I've seen that on older cameras though. And I think, you know, my preference really is just the PoE. You get the power over Ethernet, it transmits your data back and forth, and then it also powers the camera all off of just your basic RJ45 Ethernet connection, which is nice. BNC cameras are good, but you know, power has to be supplied. You have that BNC connector there, and those connectors you have to get a really good crimp on. A lot of times in the field you'll just see the connectors just slide on and slide off because they haven't had a good crimp. So definitely go into a PoE is a little bit more of a solid solution, just because you get your power and all your video all in that one Ethernet cable. So that's a nice feature of that. So I usually like working with PoE a little bit more than BNC and supplied power. It's just more troubleshooting on those types of cameras. But yeah, definitely if you guys are starting to work on cameras or you're just starting out in the field, definitely try to get yourself a spot monitor, because it's just one more device, test device that you can use to make your job so much simpler. And you can quickly diagnose a camera and say, oh, no signal, it's got power, it's got video, and it's not working. Oh, the camera's bad. So that's our review today on just a basic spot monitor. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more. Maybe we'll be using this in the field next time. If you enjoyed this product and you want to maybe purchase it for yourself, go ahead and hit the link in the description. If you enjoyed the content or you learned something, please give us a like, a comment, a subscribe. Again, this is Ryan with the Click Experts, your tech guy, signing off.
Also, thank you to all those who subscribe and donate. You make it possible for us to continue creating great videos for everyone. See you again soon!